And the Bible tells us in the 7th chapter of Genesis that God said, I shall never do this thing again. For I've cleaned up my world. I've done a new thing, which is a good thing. But man, we have filled the world with corruption. Once again, my brothers and my sisters, we have young boys in the high school wearing pants around their butt cheeks. We are living in a world, my brothers and my sisters, where we can't even turn on the news without hearing about somebody being shot. Come on, somebody. I need to tell you, my brothers and my sisters, God is getting ready. He's getting ready to do a new thing, which is going to be a good thing here in this world. For if you're on crack cocaine, God is getting ready to say, if you're on crack, I'm getting ready to take you off of crack and put you in a new place, which is a good thing, which is going to be a new thing, which is going to be a good thing, my brothers and my sisters. If you've had the problem with the bottle, God is saying in this moment, I'm getting ready to do a new thing, which is going to be a good thing in your life. If you have your children strung out on the drugs, God is saying, I'm getting ready to do a new thing, which is going to be a good thing in your life. If your husband or your wife don't want to act right, God is saying, I'm getting ready to do a new thing, which is a good thing. For the Bible tells us that there was a woman that had an issue with blood. And my brothers and my sisters, that woman had to deal with her issue for 12 long years. And the Bible tells us that this woman with the issue, she went to a place where Jesus was at. And this place was crowded, my brothers and my sisters. But the Bible tells us that this woman, she pushed her way through this saying, if I just touch the hem of his garment, everything is gonna be alright and I will be healed. So the Bible tells us that she pushed and she just pressed her hand and touched the hem of his garment. And when Christ Jesus felt somebody touching his garment, he said, who touched my garment? And the woman, she said, it was our master. I just had to touch your garment to see if I could be healed. And the Bible tells us here that the Lord Christ Jesus said, depart, woman, for your faith has made you whole. You are healed. The Bible tells us in the book of John 5:5 that there was a man that lay by the pool for 38 long years. He had dealt with this iniquity for 38 years. And the Bible tells us that Christ Jesus was walking and came upon this man who had been and dealt with this iniquity for 38 years. And he said, man, why don't you go to the water? And the man that had to deal with this issue for 38 long years said, every time I try to press my way onto the water, somebody just keeps jumping in front of me, and I just can't seem to make my way to the water. And the Bible tells us in the book of John that Jesus said, rise up and walk. And immediately that man was made whole. God did a new thing, which was a good thing. In the book of Acts, there was a man that was laid by the gate called Beautiful. He had been lame from his mother's womb, and they laid him daily at the gate, which was called Beautiful. And the Bible tells us that Paul was going to the temple, which at the hour of prayer, which was at 3 o'clock, my brothers and my sisters. And as he entered into the temple, this man who had been lame from his mother's womb, whom they laid daily at the gate called Beautiful. He asked Paul as he was entering into the temple for alms. Alms being money. My brothers and my sisters, Paul said, "Look on me." And the lame man looked upon Paul, expecting to receive something, my brothers and my sisters, but he had something greater than money, for he gave him the gift of being healed. For he said, "Silver or gold I have ye none, but what I have I give in the name of Christ Jesus. Rise up and walk." And the Bible tells us in the book of Acts, the 3rd chapter, that immediately that lame man's ankle bones became healed. God did a new thing, which was a good thing. And they entered into the temple. And the Bible tells me that that the people that were in the temple, they gathered, and at seeing this man whom they had known had been lame, they were astonished. And he looked at them and said, "Why do you look like you've never seen something like this before? Don't you know that it wasn't any of my power, but only the power of the Master God that healed this man whom had been laid at the gate called Beautiful?" My brothers and my sisters, I'm here to tell you that God is getting ready to do a new thing, which is going to be a good thing in your life. Not only in your life, but in the lives of your brothers and your sisters, in the lives of your mother and your father, in the lives of the third world country dwellers. God is getting ready to do a new thing, which is going to be a good thing for you. And all you have to do to receive your blessing of a new thing, which is a good thing, is to acknowledge that Christ Jesus and his everlasting Father is the King of your life. And once you do that, God says, "I will give you a blessings in abundance where you have room not to receive those blessings." And as I close this video, I want to ask you that if you have accepted Christ Jesus into your life, that I ask you to go to your local church and ask them to give you further guidance, or you can message me on here and I will give you the guidance that you need in your life. Thank you and have a very blessed day.